Oh wait, shit. Oh,
Yeah, we've begun, my man.
okay, we are now going. Let's go.
So let's just. The stream says starting, so we haven't got that.
Starting out good stuff.
Oh wait. It says live. We are live.
Yay, cool.
All right. Do you want to drop the link in the Discord?
Sure, I'll drop the link in literally everywhere.
Awesome. So
part two. Yeah.
So people just joining the chat. Hey, I see you, Matt Stalk. What's up, dude? We will be covering part 2 of the Technique collab in just a minute or two once Arglin's finished dropping links.
Yep.
Yeah, so those of you who haven't seen the previous stream, feel free to go and watch that. But I mean, if you're here, you might as well join in with the Line Rider banter there, as there often is.
Yep.
Because Line Rider's boring, we have to make it fun so people watch this shit. How many people have we actually got watching? Is it just Matt's? And it says 1 for me.
Okay. Part 2. Okay, and I think that is all the places. Yeah, that's all the places. All right, so where did we start? Where did we finish off last time? I believe we stopped at
at
Anton's
8.
part.
We were about 8 minutes and something in, I believe.
Yeah, 8 minutes into it.
So let's switch across.
Oh yeah, right here.
Yeah.
This is okay. This is when I actually start to have to like rush my way out of the room.
Yeah, this is when Arglin got the shits.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't just the shits. I had diarrhea, so that was wonderful. So you know what? We should probably backtrack slightly because it was right around here when I said like we should probably just stop now. So as you can see, I just did some interesting. I don't know. It's just a wobbly line. And then I just popped him out of the current position. And then this is the previous part that we've been already. And then I pinged him off. So, I'm not sure. Let me, hang on, I should probably pull up the stream, the live stream chat because I probably need to see it as well. So let's see.
Gav has joined the chat. Welcome, Gav.
Hello, Gav. Alright, so
yeah.
Okay, so this is just for, I don't know if DNA Master 10 is here or not, but I'm just gonna demonstrate how you make animation like this. So essentially, to make this type of like animation where like it kind of like just taps him around and like slaps him, okay. All I do is that I first actually create the lines that hit Bosch first, and then I go back. I mark down the time it gets hit. For in this case, it's like 8:05:02. So I go back to the previous one where it was like here, and then it's 8:04:08. And all I gotta do, I'm just gonna demonstrate by going in a different direction. Just start drawing the lines like that. Just start drawing lines wherever you want to make them go. So like, I don't know, like this, and just keep moving around. And as you can see, I'm quite obviously far off. So what I gotta do here is that what I do is that I go to this, which is go to this frame, which is where we're supposed to end up in, and start drawing lines going backwards. And essentially, what you want to do is kind of slowly try your best to meet up with the previous line that you made, which is here. And just like that, it should now meet up. And then all you have to do is just go back and delete your original line. It's a little bit tedious, but this is the best way I figured out how to perfectly sync up these hits. So as you can see now, it's a quick janky version, but you know it does the job.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how you make this type of animation. I can now go back. There you go. So yeah, this is how I made this type of animation. I basically just smushed him down to a cryo position.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and then here we have a mutual. That's what this is. If you're wondering, this is what these are called, I believe. Like they're also called. They're more typically called like just manual pinches, but I prefer calling them mutuals because if they have a name, I'm calling it by that. So essentially, all I'm doing here is that I am letting all the contact points kind of like slowly fall downwards. And as you can see, all of these contact points are pointed down ever so slightly. And this contact point here is pointed up slightly, as you can see, which is why it's able to make contact with this line and vibrate like that. But all these other contact points are still pointed downwards, and that's why a mutual works. And then it just 10-point cannon this way, and then flip them over with the tail contact point, and then we have another fractal. And now we have Anton's part, which I mislabeled in the actual video as Minapi. Minapi's part actually comes later,
This
but
was the
this is
one that
actually
looked like
Anton.
the uterus or pelvis or whatever.
The uterus, yes.
The uterus, as
The uterus.
it's now.
Just, bruh. Like, why?
Yeah, boy.
Just, I hate you for that. I hate you for this.
uh,
Oh, good lord. But yeah, essentially what he's doing here is that he's just making some really crazy, really powerful ASDF flannules.
is that a flannel?
I'm just
Isn't
gonna
it a
yeah,
granule?
this is a flannel. I believe this is a flannel.
I thought that was like a.
Because a flannel,
Oh, it's like a fling, I guess. Yeah.
it's a fling granule. A
Yeah.
granule is when he grips against the line and stuff like that. But let
Uh,
me see if I can, yeah, let me see if I can try to demonstrate
I don't even know half the
flannular
names
here.
for this. I make it myself.
So it's that's a move.
uh,
So okay, so what you gotta do is that you got to first grab this 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 contact point, go to the next frame, grab the other contact point, and like do some weird stuff, and like I'm too honestly I'm too lazy, but essentially if you notice here, it's grabbing first the hands, feet, and the nose. There's a string, and then it's grabbing the nose, then it's alternating again, then it just keeps repeating this over and over again. I didn't actually realize that these were actually ASDF flannules until now, so this is actually really cool to look at. I believe this is, I don't even know what this is. This is like an ASDF flannule, but like it's an alt flannule. I don't know. I don't even know. what like Ottoman's probably like he doesn't even care. It's like he's just like whatever it's called, I'm going with it.
Yeah, fucking YOLO,
Samuel.
man. I don't have names between tricks. It's just all what flows from
It's
my
just
hand and my mouse. It's just mood, man. It's just pure art that breaks free from my
yeah,
consciousness.
yeah. And I think this is just abusing the friction mechanics of the shoulder and stuff to make a really quick stall and flick him up here. And I don't even know what this is, but it just looks pretty. So yeah, yeah, these are like basically really well done curves and stuff like that. So rather than having this tail contact point slamming into the into the curve, it's basically being pushed up gradually, and this allows it to kind of have this transition from nose to tail really smoothly. Uh, and then we have a chain that flicks him up, and then we have a temporary stall, which then gets flicked downwards into a tail manual, and then basically it's a very smooth but quite obviously gravity well assisted tail manual, which I mean I have no complaints about because that's actually a really pretty design. Then we have another manual thingy.
DNA Master is here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the guy
Oh,
you
DNA
referred
is
to.
here.
Yeah, it's in
Hey,
chat.
hey, DNA. What's up, my dude? um, So yeah, and then this is followed by another thing and more flannels. This thing that's a shoulder flannel and peg flannel. No, string and peg flannel.
I was about
A
to.
reverse
Yeah, I,
sorry.
I was going to interject that we should mention this at the time was probably. I mean, there may have been some all granule and flannel like bass tracks, but it's unusual to see this many like used and then like have them all chained together. Let's say, so this is like
Yeah, it's really
impressive.
yeah,
I mean,
it's very very well
we're a
done.
little bit spoiled.
It's very very. I love it though. It's
Yeah,
really awesome. I mean, like at
yeah,
first I kind of complained over the fact that like some of these lines aren't hit, but
yeah. Matt's
still
is
very very
pretty triggered
nice.
by that too.
I mean, like nowadays when I do color playback, it's just like now I turn off hit test. Also, are you critiquing my boy Anton? Hell yeah,
Yeah,
this dude is
Anton is
good. This
trash.
guy.
But
But no,
certainly
he's
we.
actually. I love this. I love this part.
I would say we're certainly spoiled these days in the wake of tracks
Unfortunately, we are quite spoiled. I
like
mean, to
it.
be fair, some of these parts, like even this part, like look at this. I love this like
Uh,
gravity
it's
reverse.
amazing that that actually reversed as well, right on the line there, because that's
Yeah,
very
I remember
precarious.
this is I know that this was used at the start of the 1 hour collab created by
Oh,
Chuggers.
that one cheeky little G well he uses, the blue one, is so lazy.
Wait, which one?
Wait, the one right there. So why, bro?
Oh god.
That's
You know,
great.
to be fair though, like it doesn't yeah, it is pretty useful to be honest. It's actually pulling the concept
I
point
know, but
in
it's
actually
like he
around.
just does it for that one
It's not
bit.
it's
He could have done
yeah,
it for like
you
all of
could
it.
have at least hit it into the line. Oh well,
No,
rip.
it's not even that. It's like if you're gonna be sporadic, like you could have like done that whole thing around, made the curve
Yeah,
like
true.
half the
Yeah,
size.
true. Kind of like you mean like these ones, like where like you do
Yeah,
the entire chain?
I
Yeah,
guess, but it doesn't
fair
really
enough.
matter. This actually reminds me a little bit of
Whatever. Whatever.
Crack
Look,
by
look, it's
Chuggers as
just a
well.
it's all it is that it's just a concept for the technical lab.
You know,
These are only just demonstrating
it
concepts.
actually reminds me a little bit of Crack by Chuggers in places. It's like really cool and abstract.
True.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's true.
one thing I also wanted to mention is that we're spoiled today in the wake of tracks like Gypsy that have like taken like granules and flannels to like yeah, to like a absolute. Well, I guess there's no other real way of saying it. Pretty much to point of
To a whole
perfection.
new level.
Yeah,
Whole
it's
new level.
yeah
Welcome to the. Yeah.
the
I
golden
mean, to be fair,
age.
personally, I still love old style granules and old style manuals just because which is like the reason why I love like it's kind of the reason why I love well-tempered manual so much.
Yeah.
Hence, if I go all the way back to the beginning, the first part that I ever made was inspired by well-tempered manual. Um, I believe this is now Alex's part. Also, yes, this I think the stream died for you, Matt. It's just like
Yeah,
I think
bro.
your internet's not that great, so that's a rip. Of course, Alex. Alex does this blue. That's
Yeah, it
wonderful.
just does some
Um,
crazy thing.
yeah, and also this is again taking advantage of was it
The friction, or
six? Yeah,
what I call
friction
recoil and
concept.
Arcon calls friction.
Well, okay, recoil is not actually recoil.
Yeah,
recoil is just recoil is pseudo. Like I kind of just learned that like it's actually friction that's causing this weird type of thing.
and I'm
Oh my
too
god,
dumb
what
to
is this?
understand, so I just have like a little cartoon Stretch Armstrong in my head, and that's how I. Like, what am I looking at right now?
Well,
What is this?
I don't even know.
This is a
What the fuck, Alex?
monstrosity.
Okay, so essentially
Looks like he
what
made a
this is,
Squidward.
he may have Squidward, but the thing is that it's not Samuel, so 0 out of 10.
Oh,
Okay, so essentially what's happening here is that it's a fakie, and he is currently putting this into a as close of a flat line, I believe, as he can. Like that is as close as you can to a Cramiel without actually like killing him as in a fakie. And it's just repeating that entire process over and over again. Um, of course, you gotta throw the random peg. That's a peg. That's a peg fling. Oh my god! Everything's 6 iteration here.
yeah, it's fucking
uh,
nuts.
Up two sing. Oh. Oh, that's just. Oh wait, for a second I thought that was an easy boy without the use of that, and I was like, oh. Uh, and then more of this fucking weird ass insanity. And then now we come to Monopoly's part, which is an anti-gravity wall right here, and then it just stops like this, just floating. Uh, and then
Yeah,
10 point. For some reason, he really wanted to make the 10-point cannons out of 1x lines. I don't get that. But I'm not gonna complain. Uh, Cramiel exits the Cramiel. Stall, and then oh my god, whatever the hell this is. Again, he also used 6 iteration, which is just bruh. Um,
what the fuck is that? That's a
4 6.
monstrosity.
Oh my fucking god!
How the hell did he fix that? How is that survivable? See, this is one of those moments when
Don't question it. It just is. It just is.
open your mind.
God.
Be open-minded, people. It's just one of these things where you just question the line runner physics engine. uh, Arglen, did you put all these green lines in here?
No, this is Monopoly.
Uh,
I wouldn't do this. Like because naturally I'm used to flings just looking like alternating lines.
yeah.
Yeah, I would never do this.
Oh,
What is this?
XP, singularity cloud. This was actually pretty impressive at the time. No one really made these until I made
Yeah, no one really.
Bacon, so
Yeah,
this was like,
singularity chains are like a
yeah.
rarity at the time. I love this. It's just like duh. Uh, okay. Like I mean like I think originally when
Looks like Chinese.
I guess this I over here and like this T over here and so this looks like it would kind of be like that, but originally Monopoly actually wanted to do the entire alphabet.
What a failed
So
attempt. I mean, at the time this was hard to do, but it's like now, like we could do that in an evening pretty
yeah,
easily.
we can probably easily make the entirety of the alphabet in singularity. But yeah, this is
Yeah,
he originally tried to do it. Oh my god! Originally, he actually spelled. You know what he originally had? So this was an. You see how this is an F? There's an F here. This used to be a U here. One of these used to be like a C, and then like another one was supposed to be a K here.
Oh god.
So yeah. Hey,
What?
at least it's not. Hey, at least it's not that, and it's just XD.
That's so trash.
Uh,
I love this
um.
track.
Also for a moment.
What,
Okay,
why
and
would you
now it's
do that
time.
when it's going up?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like ask Manafi. Ask Manafi. He did it.
uh, whatever.
Uh.
Doesn't
So
matter if
yeah,
he eats green or not, I
singularity
guess.
animation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So flip them over and then flip them over. I honestly, I could have just done two singularities and that would flip them back around. But um. Yeah, I just put him into a fixed position,
Yeah.
and there you go. And what you're about to see here is, well,
Ah, I forgot about this bit. This was really awesome.
so yeah, essentially how I basically did this was that what I first did this part with the actual
Oh, that has so much
uh
energy when it bounces through. That's really good.
yeah, like yeah, when he slashes through the line, I actually did this for I did that first, and then what I did was that because I copy paste this exact same template over and over again, I could just like I could just delete the line and then it would just bounce up before the
Oh,
two final.
yeah.
That's how I made him bounce around.
Ah, nice.
And because
Yeah.
and the thing is because this is a his speed doesn't because this is an X line, his speed just maintains the same thing. So no matter what you do, it doesn't make a difference.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
And what I really like about this is how you made like that dot become like a sort of amorphous blob that would like change and it's like Flubber basically. It's just like remaking
Oh
itself.
yeah, the width of the line.
Yeah, like the way you made it
Oh
is
yeah.
just really good.
Oh yeah, what I actually did was that I basically used a line like this, and then I deleted the lines in between,
Jesus.
so you actually get that effect. Um,
That's really clever. Damn.
oh yeah, and I just like reverberate, and then make it a little
Super
bit bigger
aggressive.
again. Super. Oh yeah. Some back history on this part. Essentially what I did was well, it was basically it actually originally came from a dream, ironically.
Really?
And
Weird.
yeah, and essentially, this is actually I made a concept of this a long time ago for a different song, where like essentially it was like dramatic music in the background and like this object just slashing through the line and like like imagine you know how iPie like did the falling to the beat, falling to the
Yeah.
beat. So essentially, I was going to do something very similar to that where I created a track that rides like it looks like it's riding normally, but it's actually animation. So then, as he's riding the line, this object is just chasing in behind and just slashing along the lines and like destroying the entire track in the process. So yeah, that was the kind of concept I want to go for. And this is still like some sort.
That's
uh,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, I just tore open the thing and it's just like he
Shredded.
rockets away. Goodbye.
That's so good.
Um, and yeah, I just crammed him and then bleh. I didn't exactly know how to save him at the time, so I just went with that and hoped that that worked. And hey, it did. Uh,
Nice.
so yeah, this is I fricked him into a cramial. Um, yeah, this was I had to do this because it's like I didn't know what to do to save him because else he would just die by slamming into that. Oh god. Oh yeah, so here's another teleportation. This time even faster and at like 400 pixels per frame. 400,000 pixels per frame. if you guys are wondering how you actually do something like this, what you do is that, oh my god, the lag. Nice, nice. Okay, wonderful. You want to go to here. Uh, oh my god, the lag is horrific. There we go. So what we want to do is that you know how it basically was from the start. So this is where I teleported him to, which is around here. So I'm going to draw a line right here. I'm now going to go back to where I was originally, um, which was around here. So where the singularity is. So what you want to do is that you grab a line like this, press the N key, the END key, and you just draw a line like this. Then you click on this node, press N to fix up lock the line, lock the camera back onto the rider, and hold down Shift and then move your mouse slightly. So now you have this exact angle that you need to get him over to the beginning. And now all you have to do is actually, and before you do that, first note down the actual number, which is 388126. So I'm going to write that down. 388126. Then you want to let me go to and oh god, actually home because it's actually technically the beginning again. Just like that. And so this is the angle that you need. You draw the acceleration line to pull him out of the singularity if I can. H. Okay, there you go. And then all you have to do is look at the pixels per frame over here, and I'll turn this to 255. And all you have to do is match this pixels per frame speed with this number right here. So we have 388126. I'm just gonna speed this up. So now we're at 10,000. We're at now 20,000, 30,000. Actually, if we go to 30,000, so like that, then I'll just times this by 10. That's now 302,000, 3,000. That's now around there. So 3,500. It takes a lot of tweaking to get the number perfect, but after a while you will get the number perfectly. 1,095, 2,050. So we're about there. Let me like decrease it by 5 values. There you go. And if we theoretically, if we did this right, there we are. We're back to the beginning. So yeah, that's how you do
Nice.
this.
Very nice.
Yes. Yeah, so this is how you
It's another one
do
of
this.
Arglin's like crazy line rider hacks that only Arglin thinks of. Damn it.
Or is only ever useful. You can do this is the exact same thing that you do for 10-point cannon teleportations. If you want to get from one place to another, but seamlessly, um, basically do it first with a singularity. Then you can get the exact number, and then you do it in 10-point cannons using that exact value. So now if you didn't notice, I pulled out one of these lines so I could keep note of this exact angle. And now I'm going to delete this, and now I'm going to copy it, go back to here. I'm now going to, actually, I might need to go a little bit further then. There we go. Nice. I'm now going to use this as my guidance angle. So I'm just going to get him into singularity. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull some of my Argland moves. There we go. Blue. Okay, there you go. And then draw this line. Go to the next frame. Okay. So let me just quickly double check that is. Okay, so now we have something that looks like this. I'm just gonna, there you go. And now what you have to do is just simply go back to here. You can see, actually, is it dangerous if I do that? I think it is, but I'm going to give it a shot. Lag incoming. Eh. You know what? Actually, it'd be safer if I just copy this number. So 3045. I'm gonna put that in DMs just for the hell of it. 3045. Bring this back to 1 because right there, what issue I just ran into was I just ran into some weird issue where not all the contact points were hitting, so I need to pull it in a slightly different way. I think that will work. You know, that's literally just him dying. There we go. I don't know if that works. I have no idea. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. Okay, because the line wasn't, because we needed that exact angle, we couldn't. That thing wasn't actually working. It wasn't grabbing all the contact points, and I couldn't do anything about it. So, if this thing will cooperate with me and actually multi-line, there we go. 3045. And that's 2045. 3045. Back into the singularity. Back into the singularity. You go. Back in. And let's see if this works. Nope, still doesn't work. Nice. Let me just see what happens if I. There you go. Good enough. Okay, so this may not end up like hitting back perfectly, but let's just find out. So 255 and 3045. Let's find out. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Perfect.
no way.
Yeah, so that's exactly how you do it. Oops, that's too much power. So yeah, what you can do is that you can actually micro tweak this further by just drawing one single red line above, and you just continue it. Don't click on the multiplier because that would actually freak the game out and possibly crash your computer.
If you have a
So
weak PC.
everybody's
Us
PC, everybody,
gaming PC immortals never had this issue.
my dude, all of our PCs are weak when it comes to a singularity. That's 3,060 lines.
Speed of light.
You might need one of NASA's supercomputers to actually be okay with doing that casually.
Nah, bro. I do that every day.
You do that yeah, sure.
That's how I start
So
my
yeah,
day.
as you can see, teleportation 100.
Sweet.
So let me just undo all of this
Yeah, you had a
because
lot of changes.
there you go. So as you can see, that's how you do that basically. But of course, oh goodness gracious, I wasn't smart. Okay, so the thing is, I wasn't smart with how I got the angles and stuff like that. So like essentially, if I draw a line from here to here, and then draw the line from the next one, and then draw the line to the next one, and then the next one, yeah, it wasn't pretty. But I mean, to be fair,
Big
like
ass distance, dude.
it's a pretty big ass distance. I mean, it took me 3 singularities to stop him. I mean, nowadays I can do it in 1, but if I just compare the angles of these two lines, this is 82.3. This is somebody did the calculations.
Shit.
There we go. That should fix it. God. Let me actually. There we go. Let's go this way. The angle difference is what, like 200ths of a 200. It's about like 100th of a. It's about like 2/10ths of a degree in difference. So it's not that big a deal. It's still like very inaccurate. for 2019 standards, but who gives a damn? uh, and now we're just gonna stay here and chat for a little bit because, well, this part is kind of like the most boring part of the entire track. It's literally a 45-second long stall.
Oh yeah.
So like,
Yeah, we're just gonna drag out the old conversation. You know what I'm saying?
so essentially, so why did you start the Technic collab in the first place?
Well, Glenn, it's funny you mentioned that. Back in the day, I was looking through the collabs, and I was like, well, it would be kind of fun to have like a kind of catalog of techniques, like in one track. And
See,
I think there have been kind of similar attempts in the past, but this one was
I
like,
believe
wasn't there like
I
the
think
10 years track? It's a bit like that.
I'm not sure what that one was, but
Yeah.
there was the History of Line Rider one.
Maybe I'm thinking of that.
Yeah, I think the 10-year one was actually, if you have if you know where you can find a 10-year one, then tell me. Uh,
I have no idea.
um,
Oh,
so like
yeah.
yeah, this is a casually slow zoom out of the entire track. That monument of the skyscraper and stuff like that, that was actually used for a what was it? It was for it was for a English project where like you had to create a utopia.
It's like a
And
Dubai mega city.
yeah, so yeah, I created this skyscraper, and I actually used this exact skyscraper I used this exact skyscraper for the actual project.
So
So yeah.
what's the little ball?
Wait, what? This little ball here?
Yeah.
No,
What's he do?
it's just there. It just exists.
I see.
Oh yeah,
Purpose.
this is something to mention. This was prior to the existence of 25x lines. Well, I mean, Aether did technically Aether had the access to the scenery, the 25x thickness scenery lines. But the thing was, he gave it to nobody. He didn't let anybody have it because it's his. Uh, So the biggest circles we could get were the 3x lines. So I had to, in order to make a slightly bigger one, I had to actually use one of the coded circles and then outline it, and then I put a I put one of these in there. Uh, so yeah, so that's a lot of the time that like during this time I kind of had to use a lot of like circle generators, typically using the online version. But nowadays, I create the circle. I pretty much created the circle tutorial, which teaches you how to make a circle without needing how to code. Um, but anyways, let's continue on. If you want to explain this part, go ahead. I actually want to see you explain this part.
Fuck. I don't even remember this track. Wait, is this?
This is Aether's part.
What did I ever do at this point? I'll have to. Well, I mean, not a lot's going
You'll see.
on at the most.
I think
Just.
you can guess which one this one is.
Oh my good lord. Fuck is that? Monstrosity. Okay, so this is like a 10-point flip cannon, I guess? Or almost. It had like 3 frames, so it's slightly different.
So yeah,
Back out.
so essentially. And keep note that this is also completely done XY. Flex, flex, flex.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, safe. Absolutely
so yeah,
beautiful.
and then it's just followed by a whole ton of flip cannons, a whole ton of red flip cannons. I don't. This sucks. It's 0 out of 10, my dude. It's like, look at what the hell is this?
It's a
Why the hell is
disgrace.
this? This is a disgrace. Why do you have a what is this? This is not a dot.
It's a bloody disgrace, mate. Fucking
It's a
prick.
disgrace, my I.
We've descended into inanities again. Well, keep scrolling the track, Ogden. Type with one hand, boy.
No. Okay.
Oh, I'm so
Okay.
triggered right now. I could see notifications if I move my mouse. Wait, let me get on the other screen. There we go. Now I believe.
Oh, is it?
There we go.
Lol, did you have to speed it up? Alright, so okay, so yeah, this part is now made by me, I believe. Starting from here. Because I had to save his ass because of the fact that what was it? It may have to do with the fact that Aether was lazy and wasn't bothered to save the rider, so I had to save him myself. And then we have another long ass stall, as per usual. The thing is that this actually was the funny thing is that in the Blender video, in the editing, I actually accidentally cut this slightly off because you notice how this is in a fakie position, and it pops up, and it goes back into a fakie position, and then pops out. In the actual video that I edited, I accidentally cut off the this section where he pops out of fakie and then re-enters the fakie position, so he actually just stays in the fakie and then exits immediately. So boop, and then this entire section was XY. Well, it's actually for now. Right here is actually completely X for
What
now.
is this trash?
Yeah, this is so trash, my dude. This is such trash. Like nowadays, I'm currently in part of the collaboration called X Blue, and it's like nothing but X lines, and bro, I'm making some fucking good ass shit. You get ready.
Fucking hype, man. Fucking hype, man. Yeah.
Fucking get fucking hype, yeah.
Fucking all extra, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
But yeah, as you can see, I got into an X fakie, and then away, and then some more X shit. No, 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 no. And then I guess here is a tail mutual, followed by a nose mutual, followed by a slower nose mutual, which failed basically.
What?
And then this is followed by a X pinch, and then just stops into a cranial. Oh yeah, and this is when I started using pencil line. Oh yeah, by the way, I pretty much finished the rest of the entire track, basically. I was the person that finished the rest of the entire track, so
Yeah, points to Ogden here.
uh, yeah, there's a vibrate. So yeah, this is made completely using like 2x power lines.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
That's
I can do some epic
beautiful.
things.
Look at the consistency.
Yeah. Also, this is technically synced. So the thing was, people started calling me out for like the sync
Yeah,
in
for daring to sing it because most of it's unsync.
in
Like,
the
fuck you, Ogden. Why were you singing it? Oh, that's
in the
fine.
tech collab. The thing was, this part right here with the pencil line and stuff like that. Yes, it is synced in the track, but it wasn't supposed to be synced in the actual video. Because remember when I had that 45-second long fucking stall here? Yeah, I ended up speeding that part up. So that means that the music was off on this part. So it still somehow managed to sync up despite the timing being off. But this is actually how it looks like when it's supposed to be synced. So I guess I'm just gonna shut up. So yeah, that was how it's supposed to be like. Um, but
Beauty.
apparently it's synced differently in the actual track. Oh yeah, that one frame of the rain animation. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I passed by the rain animation at some point. Let's see. Hello. Oh wait, no, this is two. I passed by two different animations in this case. Interesting. Um, where's the rain animation? Oh, I want my rain animation. Rain animation.exe. There it is. Wait, no. Wait, no, that's not. There it is. So yeah, I passed by the rain animation. You would notice this like random slash line coming through when we were passing by, but I never decided to comment on it until now. So if you guys are wondering how I actually made this type of stuff, all you do is that you just draw a green line, you draw a red line, and just pencil, and off you go. Let's go.
Yeet.
Yeah, you have to be very gentle with it, or it just dies in an instant. Yeah, as you can see. Oh yeah, this is a pretty interesting effect I managed to achieve. Yep. So it's like it just snaps him through the line almost. If I turn off hit test just to give it effect. You can feel the tension actually building within it. So essentially all I'm doing here is that I did the pencil line and I made it gradually harsher and harsher and more tighter until he dies. Then I went to the frame just before he dies and then flip it around. So yeah, that's how I did that. And this is just some casual stuff. Yep, there you go. And once again, did the same thing. But this time a lot weaker. I want to use that like line flipping concept more nowadays. Oh yeah, this is kind of a weird effect. The master Arglin, the master taking over collabs. This is fine. Okay, so essentially in this case it's just friction taking over. Also, Gavin, you better get our thingy done. If you know what I mean. And then again, friction. So you'll notice how like it's particularly on the backside that he starts like flicking a little. He starts turning a little bit faster. Split hand, backhand. Well, split hand, back shoulder, I guess. Camera sync, just for the hell of it. And then stop him like that. Peg manual, because why not? Boink. And then, hey, Liam, Limon.
Yo.
And then here, as you can see, stack. A blue stack at that. Again, this thing, unfortunately, requiring, once again, 2 singularities because I suck at the time. Oh yeah, and this is when I started to do just freehand. And this is like the beginning of my, what is it? My quirky, my manuquirk era. This is like the beginning of my manuquirk, phase. Yeah, phase, because it's phase mom. So anti-gravity wells. You can see a lot of manual quirk that nowadays I use a lot. So this entire section is almost XY, there's some exceptions of course. And here's the syncing part that people kept on saying. Again, it's not, the music was edited, so that's not even possible. And here comes mitosis. Honestly, mitosis was one of the, mitosis is definitely in one of the top 10 tracks, one of my top 10 favorite tracks of all time. Just because the fact that it uses manual quirk integration really well in like hidden inside lines. And this is the beginning of my, I guess, this is kind of inspired. This is definitely inspired by Gavin. Gavin was the guy that he's actually in the chat right now. Hello, Gavin. And he was the person who taught me these like cool flips and stuff. And this was during my time when I created Hello Hurricane. So I thought, what? Let's add it, because why not? It's cool.
That's a cool ass loop back there.
Of course, I wasn't very good at like figuring out speed and stuff like that, so like I was going all crazy.
I
flips
like
and
the
shit, and then just,
dynamicness,
like,
to be honest. It looks cool.
fair enough, I guess.
I'm actually also quite a fan of manual jumps, flips that land into other manuals, like if they flow into each other.
Yeah, that's true. They are very satisfying. Oh yeah, but like stuff like this, I pretty much just learned by myself. Some of these like flips and stuff. You crave what? Wait, repeat. Wait, what do you mean, Gavin? You crave what? No, I'm just not good at building speed, I guess. Like, hey, that's about the only type of manual I can do, to be honest. Rip. Oh yeah, and then some flip, and then singularity. And then rip OBS.
Oh, fractal.
User compression is gonna be real nice on this one. As you can
I've
see,
forgotten all this part of the track, to be honest. That's so nuts.
it's such I mean, it's a huge ending monument.
It's a monstrosity. It's
It's a
beautiful.
huge monstrosity. Agreed. Also, I used a new method of This is the beginning of me using a new method of stalling, which is a lot easier to actually make it. It makes stalling in tracks a lot easier. And it was I first found out about it in what was the track called? It's called ZZZ by Gaoyubao, the one that was for minimalist competition. And what he did was that
That was awesome.
Yeah. So essentially what he did was that he actually took one of the lines and he just pushed it up again. He just pushed it into the other line, which was constantly pushing back. And so it like basically stuck. It basically was almost like sticky glue, and allows it to hang. And it makes these hanging things really, really well hidden.
They're so pretty to look at as well. They just hang so naturally. Gosh, becomes an ornament.
Yeah, and then just a gradual zoom out. Like just the music just continues on for the rest of the time. This is essentially all I did was I just took the what was it? Uh, I just took the latest version of not the latest, but like the most popular version of the copyright free lo-fi music, and that was it. That was literally all it took. Um, and I'm just quickly looking at the chat just to see if I can catch up with everything. Things I've caught up, so that's good. All right. So if anybody has any questions on what parts you want me to just talk about, please tell me right now because we pretty much just finished the entire track.
Yeah, now's your time to ask questions before we wrap this thing up.
Yeah, asking question is definitely an important one. Okay.
I am seeing nothing.
Oh, we've been streaming.
Oof.
About an hour, I think. Yeah, 56 minutes.
I think it's probably been about an hour. So
Yeah, 56.
yeah, I mean I don't see any questions, so I think we should probably just wrap it up. To be honest, been going a while.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's bring.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions about this? Despite the fact that this is your track?
I question why it ended up being 14 minutes. It didn't need to be
Why?
that
Oh,
long.
yeah, that's true. Why is it 14? It is 14 minutes long, so that's pretty. I think this is the longest track in my entire arsenal of tracks.
Yeah, I guess for me the longest track I made was Snowman.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's still unfinished, unfortunately, and I'm really sad that it's still unfinished. Are you still in the Gavin Rue phase? You mean as in like the flippy manual phase and stuff like that? Kinda, yeah, but like it's now a lot better. I mean, like if I go to what is it? I'm gonna show you a little snippet of what I am working on. Where is it? So yeah, flippy line, back and forth, stuff like that. It's not really Gavin Rui anymore. Like it's not really Gavin Rue like as much anymore because it's like completely blue and like flicky around and like a lot smooth and a lot softer. But yeah, if you're saying what if that's what you mean, then kinda yeah. I'm still kinda in that phase. I mean, like generally, Manicork is like that. But anyways, yeah, I've teleported. So basically, all the teleportation singularity cannons here were made by me, unsurprisingly. uh, Both of these monuments were actually right next to each other. You have gone better than me, so I guess you're not. I mean, I guess it's more like Gavin Rue improvised. Like it's like a development. It's like a new development on your style. Uh, I'm just quickly running through the track to see if there's anything I missed.
In other
So yeah, I pretty
news,
much made.
my desktop chair has given up life. It just decided to slowly sink to the floor, so it's kind of sad.
You're just now looking up on the computer screen.
Literally.
Can we see your face?
Yeah, alright. Oh, there we go. I'm kind of like down here now, but let me fix it.
Slightly more down now.
It just like
Oh, yeah.
occasionally just gives up life. Oh, it's doing it again. Look, I'm slowly going down again. For fuck's sake. This is bullshit, man.
I can see you.
This is This is a discrimination. This chair is just like, I can't handle my weight. For fuck's sake. Let's try and fix it again.
Discrimination against honor and nice.
Yeah.
Rip. So, how many intersections do we have? God, okay. I just love this. Good stuff. Did you actually expect the Technic collab to be as big as this?
Don't know, to be honest. It's so far away, I've forgotten. I expected it to have like. I think it had like.
All the tricks.
I think it had like more hype at the beginning because it was just going to be like this really like intense kind of like catalog, and then it just became.
Basically, everybody was like we wanted everybody to just come in and flex the shit out. This was basically that one track where if you know how to flex and you want to flex, go flex. Which is kind of it's kind of my motive for this entire track, to be honest, because like you can see how like you were doing flings and stuff like that, and everybody was doing these crazy cool stuff. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do some casual like flings, and yeah, let's do some casual flings. Yep. Hey, look cool, dual fling. And I was like, here, now have some fucking animation. So yeah, that was nice. And of course, Anton decided to do his 6th iteration flex, because why the fuck not? I like the fact that there's like a flex track, but at the same time, I decided to put like casual lo-fi chill music behind it, despite the fact of all of these crazy singularities and stuff like that. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of exactly what I'm doing for what is it? Well-tempered singularity. Again, you guys haven't seen the track talk for it. We did a short little track talk on well-tempered singularity and well-tempered trimino 2. So yeah. But anyways, I think that is where we can probably sum everything up, because we've already covered the rain animation, which is possibly one of the biggest breakthroughs in the entire what was it? I guess arsenal of tricks and stuff like that in this entire compilation. I mean, there's also these two gigantic monuments, which are like not that far away from each other. But aside from that, that's pretty much that's basically the general sum of this track.
Yeah, I mean.
So did you got anything? I don't think you really got anything else to say.
No.
Well, honestly, most of this track was like, yeah, at the time was revolutionary, but nowadays it's very we take it for granted too much now. Particularly all of the Cramiel stuff and things. I mean, like we and 6th iteration, of course. That at a time that was like revolutionary stuff, but now
it's just like
pretty much do it every single day.
It's pretty much god tier ham stuff that not very many people understood, and how now we understand it. It's like not much of a big deal.
Yeah, we're slowly understanding everything that is done in ham. Of course. So yeah.
Yeah, I think with that we will wrap this thing up.
Yeah, with that we will now wrap this thing up. Yeah. So I'm just gonna have to. I guess I'll just have the track playing in the background.
Yeah.
And as we talk about the should we do the outro for the hell of it?
Outro. We have an outro. Fuck.
Like, subscribe, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Come subscribe, dislike if you don't like the video.
Yeah. Oglet knows me better than myself. Show us your love. Show us your hate. Show us why you appreciate this channel. If you do or don't, that's just like steadily becoming less and less active. Man.
Or just simply unsubscribe. Because
my
let's do
subscriber
some
count went down by 1. I so like yesterday it was like 712, and I saw when we started the live stream it was like 711 today. I was like, oh,
bruh, bruh. But yeah,
shit.
if you guys are if you guys are very interested in more track talks like this, then do come subscribe.
Yeah, we do have
Of course,
another Track Talk episode coming out at some
yes,
point.
right. At some point.
When
At some point.
and there'll be more track talks, especially when I get a bit more free time, which I don't really have much
True.
of at the moment. But yeah, so keep an eye on the channel, people. There will be stuff coming eventually, such
And
as
of course,
live.
and of course, if you're interested in seeing out and checking out more tracks like this that are very frequently uploaded, most of them being synced tracks. This one isn't, of course, because this is just a technical app, and I added music afterwards, because subscribe to me, because I make pretty much. I am quote unquote the most prolific track maker of all time. I've seen like I literally created a graph of like I created a bar graph of like all of our tracks of 2019, and I pretty much just aggregated all of the tracks together of the entirety of 2019, and I am pretty much just like dominating everybody by at least twice the amount.
Yep.
So if you
Uglin's,
guys are interested, feel free.
yeah.
I upload either 7 times a week or 1 time per month or never.
And yeah,
So get ready.
if you want pretty regular content, that's good. Go and subscribe to Ugly.
Come subscribe to me, because you should expect a lot of content from me. You'll also probably if you guys are interested in seeing what my upcoming tracks are, trust me, there's going to be, I believe, 3 or 4 tracks I'm
God
working
damn,
on at
Ugly
once.
really whoring himself out today. So make sure you guys subscribe. Join the Patreon.
Hey, look, shameless self-promotion. Come on, let's go.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, as you can see, you got a lot of content coming up, my dudes.
Yeah.
So come subscribe to me if you're interested. If you're not, then just okay.
Then fuck you, you bad person. And yeah, with that, we're out. See you guys.
See you guys.